Welcome back to The Rhode Show. This morning in the buzz, is Facebook ruining your relationship? Well, a New Jersey pastor is handing out a new commandment to his congregation: no more Facebook or leave. Reverend Cedric Miller, and I actually think, to clarify, I don't think he's actually saying it to the congregants. I think he's...
Leave the faith.
I think he said it to the clergy and the staff. But Reverend Cedric Miller says the social networking site is breaking up marriages. In fact, he has said that he's been counseling about 20 couples in this very large congregation that broke up because one member of that couple met an old flame on Facebook and then, went away. In any case, they're asking the congregation, they're recommending that they delete their Facebook account, but they're also saying that any married church officer who uses it will be asked to resign. Now, take a listen to what the Reverend has to say.
A connection is made, and it starts out really platonic. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? You know, I really used to like you in high school or in college. Hey, why did we break up? And so forth and so on. What are you doing? And before you know it, connections are being made, and sooner or later, the other spouse finds out, and it ends up in my office. First, we ask them, get a family page. Or, at a minimum, make sure your spouse has your login so there's accountability and there's openness and so forth and so on. But that didn't stop the issues from coming.
I think he makes some good points. He's saying, okay, here are some options. And also, we talked to Bill Rancic, who was here, and he said, Juliana is always free to look at my BlackBerry and to look at my text message, and that there's an openness. Yeah. Apparently, in this congregation, there's been a couple of issues. But do you think, first of all, that Facebook is a threat to marriages, and second of all, that a pastor should be saying something like this?
Yes, I know a close friend whose marriage ended because of a connection that was made on Facebook. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's. I mean, it's good for a pastor to suggest it. I think firing people because they, if you don't get off Facebook, you're fired. I don't know. I think that might be a little bit extreme, but Facebook can be dangerous.
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, supposedly the reason Mark Zuckerberg invented Facebook was to meet girls.
Right.
It is too easy. Like you said, you could. It's great if you use it properly and you can connect with people from high school that you haven't seen in a while. But like you said, there could be something as easy as, hey, I kind of had a crush on you back in high school.
Listen,
what? You did?
That's
great. Oh, wait, I'm married.
Yeah,
Well,
literally.
the grass always looks greener, right? And Facebook, in my estimation, is a happiness billboard. And there are lots of emotions that are better than happiness, that are worse than happiness. But all you see is the best side of that person. You're not going to say, hey, I mean, there's certain things that you're not going to share on Facebook. And so what happens is people look at that Facebook page and they, first of all, they evaluate their own lives and say, wow, I don't have as fulfilling of a marriage, I don't have as fulfilling of a job, whatever. And it takes away from them. And then the other thing that happens sometimes with Facebook is that if they see something on your page, you hanging out with other people, they go, well, where do I fit into that? And there can be tension even in friendships beyond the marriage. I think that when it comes to, from a biblical perspective, people who go to this church, believe that Paul in the Bible says, everything is allowable, but not everything is advisable. And they've heard in the Old Testament, if something causes you to sin, if your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. Now, we don't take that to the extreme, but you can, that's a biblical principle.
Facebook causes you to sin, get rid of it.
If Facebook causes you to sin, or if it's a temptation, get rid of it. For some people, it's not a temptation. There are some churches that say, don't go to rated R movies because that could be, something. Or don't drink beer. And other people say, well, I don't have a problem drinking, so it's not a problem. So I think this is a man who knows.
For kicking everybody, for lumping everybody into that group as Facebook is bad.
If a congregation is a family, and he knows his family, he knows the issues that they're struggling with, I think it's bold of him to say something that is kind of counterculture.
Glad I don't have to get my eye gouged out.
Right.
Wow. I'm a good boy. So I can go on Facebook and not have to worry about getting anything removed from my body.
Right.
You did make a very good point, though, how Facebook almost presents this false... of who you are. Every picture, you're happy and smiling.
Right.
Every Facebook status, for the most part, is, kind of almost bragging, or this is great, Nobody's life is that perfect and that rosy, except for Todd the intern.
Wait a second.
Nobody else is that
happy.
Nobody else is that happy.
I put a picture of me with the Australian Thunder Down Under on Facebook the other day, and people saw me. You should hear the comments that I've been getting. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, a different kind of Facebook mistake, I suppose.
We do have a Facebook page, on the road show that we're not getting rid of anytime soon. And we are curious about what people, especially there this morning, Courtney, are saying.
Our Facebook friends are more fired up than the bloggers, so I definitely want to get to that page, and we'll do that last. So I'll just start on the live blog really quickly. We have one comment from our friend Anthony, and he says, I'm happily married, so I'm not interested in rekindling an old flame, but I do enjoy reconnecting with friends from my past. And here's a look at the poll right underneath the live blog. Has Facebook helped you reconnect with a romantic flame from the past? Your choices are A, yes, and I enjoy catching up with them. B, yes, and we've rekindled our relationship. Or C, no, I'd like to leave the past behind me. Here's a snapshot of some of those comments I mentioned a few seconds ago from our Facebook friends. And Linda Montana says, if you are, quote, looking for something outside of your marriage, then you will find it everywhere, not just on Facebook. And Angie Carrero says, I feel that if you have trust for one another, Facebook shouldn't be an issue. A relationship is built on trust, not how many Facebook friends you can talk to during the day. And then we have this last one here from Sandra Alfaro. She says, I swear this pastor has issues. He can't just make up commandments, and I really don't see the relationship between religion and Facebook. So that seems to be the consensus there this morning. But if you want to weigh in the poll and you're just joining us, I'll have those answers for you in about a half hour. So for now, head back to the kitchen.